Hi all, so today we're taking a look at the Eachine M1 Android smartphone. Now, this is occupying a particular price point that we're kind of getting interested in a little bit here, the £99 Android smartphone. So, what is the spec of the Eachine M1 £99 Android smartphone? Well, for starters, it's running the MTK6592 Cortex-A7 octa-core processor, clocked at around 1.7 GHz. That's backed up with the GPU from the Mali 450MP, with 8 GB of ROM and 1 GB of RAM. It's also sporting a 5-inch IPS capacitive touchscreen, running at 1280x720, on the low side, but this is a £99 smartphone. Aesthetically, this is quite a nice looking device, and it's not heavy. It's actually quite light in the hand. It has a good in the hand feel as well. The specs allow for a device which feels very powerful, especially for a device of this price point. The specs give a benchmark of around a 2012 high-end smartphone, so even more remarkable that we're only 2 years or so on, and yet it's now at £99 for that kind of spec. Other interesting extra features on here are dual SIM cards, allowing for a 2G SIM card and a 3G SIM card to exist in the device simultaneously, and you can then switch between them depending on your needs. The front-facing camera is a 5-megapixel shooter with a 13-megapixel rear camera with built-in flash and autofocus. It works pretty well, as you can see from some of these test shots. And it's available in black or white using a polycarbonate housing. Now, when we've been using this device, we found it to be quite a powerhouse. No slowdowns, no slouching particularly. However, in intensive 3D games, you can feel it starting to stutter just a little tiny bit. In frame rate tests you can see here, it performed remarkably well for a device of this price point and spec. It's working really rather well, I have to say. Now, one of the only major drawbacks that we discovered with this device is it doesn't seem to have full support from Google's Play services. For instance, Google Plus and Google Photos will not install and are not available from the Play Store at all. We spoke to the creators of the device, Eachine, and they suggested using Google Plus version 1.4, which is a shame really, because we couldn't get that to install either, and that's kind of very out of date considering we've just moved to Google Plus version 5. Overall, this is a fine device. There's a lot of power here under the hood, and it certainly works spectacularly well. But that lack of full support for the Google Play services makes me wonder if other Google apps may vanish in future. That's not something we really want hanging over the head of this device. The price point is excellent, and if you're looking for a device for a relative and they're not really into Google Plus or Google Plus Photos, then this might be the perfect device for them for this Christmas. If they happen to be a world traveller and are constantly having to switch SIM cards out of their device as well, the dual SIM traps available on this device may very well be a winner. Overall, for a £99 Android smartphone, I've come away really impressed with the Eachine M1. It's not a bad device at all, even with one or two rough edges. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, and to like and comment on these videos as well. We love to chat. You can also follow us on PlayStation Network, Steam and Xbox Live. Just search for Androidizen.